Hello, welcome to Observer Live. I'm your host, Gary Keith, and I'm joined today by Clarksburg's mayor, illustrious mayor you were called this week, Jim Malfregeot. How you doing this evening, sir?
Great, Gary. Good to see you, buddy.
So, I guess a good place to start is me and you were on council together. We always got along, never had any problems. I never felt like you obstructed me like some of those guys. So, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I'll just give you a thank you. And Jim was very good trying to teach me how to, I don't know. I think the difference between a guy like me and a guy like Jim, he's very polished. And he was trying to teach me to calm down a little bit. Like, calm down. I remember you saying that to me lots of times. Like, you need to bring it down a couple notches.
Yeah. Well, if you'd have listened to me in the beginning, the night we were at the Wonder Bar for a cocktail, things might have been a little different.
I remember that conversation well. And you're right. I did not listen to you at all. And
that's all right. Yeah, I've learned by experience.
I learned a lot of things on city council.
Yes.
It's definitely one of those things that probably would have done some things different. You know
well, I mean, I like the way you rode the fence.
Yeah.
You were a fence rider.
A little bit.
Yeah, and that's nothing wrong with that.
But you know what? The way I rode the fence, it's funny you bring that up. I kept myself in the center so I could always make the decisions. I didn't, people probably think that I was enemies with everybody up there. That was not the case. I was the middleman on everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
not a mistake.
That's just like me being the mayor now.
Yeah.
If you notice during the meetings that, I'll call for a vote and everybody, if it's a 4-2 vote, then it's going to be 5-2 because I don't usually say anything unless it's a 3-3 tie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I had not really noticed that.
Yeah. I mean, you'll never hear me say yay or no unless, it comes down to the point.
So I was going to start out with your background, but you bring up something so interesting. Before we go there, let's talk about this a little bit. What do you think about the new mayor position being elected by the people instead of elected by the council like it is now? Because obviously it sounds like you've handled it very diplomatically. Do you think someone elected as mayor is going to be able to handle it that well, or are they going to come in there thinking there's something special? Because I'm worried about that.
We're going to find out.
Right.
I mean, I wasn't in favor of any of the charter changes. I'll say that right up.
I'll back you up. I was not in favor of that one. I was in favor of all the other ones though. And should I say his name? Ryan Kennedy really wanted that one. I don't even know why.
Yeah. I mean, I was for the 2-term.
I felt like I had to go along with that one because he was giving me what I wanted on the other ones. And it really doesn't change anything. It's really just kind of stupid, really. I mean, now we're electing that person and we gave them no other powers. It's just, I don't know. I felt like for the important things we got done, I gave him something dumb that, I don't know.
Well, the mayor, for lack of better words, is just a glorified council person.
Absolutely.
I mean, you run the meetings, you set the agenda, and you give, speeches like, welcoming speech to the Italian Heritage Festival and so forth. But, the mayor is just a glorified councilman. And
no additional powers.
No. No.
I hope whoever the next person elected is for that understands that. Because if I was on that council, I'd be putting them in their place real quick and helping them understand it. So let's get to Jim Malfregeot. Let's talk about you, man. I mean, I know about you. I don't know if everybody watching does, though. Let's go back in some history. Tell me just about you.
Yeah. Born and raised in Clarksburg. Lived in Northview. Parents bought a house over on Clay Street. Went to St. Mary's. Graduated from Notre Dame. Went to Fairmont State. Was there for a couple years. And then I decided, a lot of people don't know this, but I am a licensed mortician.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I graduated from...
That's why you wear that bow tie.
Yeah. Actually, I have to tell you why I wear a bow tie. Okay. My oldest son went to Ole Miss to get his MBA, and, they wore bow ties down there. And when I ran for council the first time, I ran against 14 people, 4 incumbents, and 1.
Wow.
My son said, "Dad, you ought to make a statement and wear a bow tie." So actually, I had all my regular ties made into bow ties. I sent them to
Really?
bow ties in New Hampshire.
So it just became like your thing. So you just made the full switch.
Yeah.
I own one bow tie. You know why I own one bow tie? Because when you were shot, Martin Howe's wife was making them, selling them. We all wore them. I don't know if you even were aware of that.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the one bow tie I owe.
Yeah. That was, I have to thank Martin and Val and everybody that did that, because that was pretty special. That was pretty sweet.
What a crazy situation that was.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about that if you want, or we don't have to talk about that. But,
totally up to you, man. It's your life. Back to you. Go back to where you were. I'm sorry.
All right. So graduated from Notre Dame, Fairmont State, graduated from Mortuary College, came back, was in the business for a while, and then kind of decided I wanted to take another route, because things back then compared to today, was a little different. So then I went to work for the Department of Highways and was a compaction technician. And
gosh, man, you've done all kinds of stuff I wasn't aware of.
Oh, yeah. Was standing in a bar one night with an afro and blue jeans and a flannel shirt. And this friend of mine walked in with a girlfriend of hers, and she said, "Jim Malfregeot, I want to introduce you to Brenda Smith." And I looked at her and I said, "How would you like to fall in love?" And she kind of laughed and walked away. 6 weeks later, we were engaged, and 6 months later, we were married, and we've been married 46 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's a really cute story, but my full takeaway was that you had an afro.
I did.
If I find a picture of that, I'm going to put this on this video.
I have it in my phone.
Yeah.
When I graduated from Mortuary
I'm going to make him
College.
send me that, and I'm going to put it on here.
So then anyway, after that, we got married, and I got the inclination that I wanted to own a restaurant, and we started Washington Square in 1983 and had it from 83 to 88. And then a couple guys came in and wanted to buy it. And so I sold it to them and moved to Delaware and was working at a restaurant in Delaware. And almost 3 years to the day, the guys that bought my restaurant called me and asked me if I wanted to buy it back. And I bought it back at a great reduced price, and,
wow,
sold it and raised a lot of money for Joe Manchin.
Okay.
Friend of the family. And we, at the restaurant, we had a fundraiser for Joe, and they said, "Why aren't you working for us?" And I said, well, and they wanted to get me to go to work for the Alcohol Beverage Control Commission. So I couldn't own a restaurant bar and work for them. So we sold the restaurant in less than 6 weeks, and
wow,
the state job didn't come through. And
oh no.
So I ended up getting the oil and gas business, and I was in the oil and gas business for about 10 or 12 years.
I didn't know that either. Wow.
Really?
Okay.
Well, I was a landman, doing very well, and the Rice Brothers acquisitioned EQT, and I was the first one on the chopping block because I was making pretty decent money, and they could hire kids out of Glenville State with a degree for half of what they were paying me. So,
okay.
And then, I went back to the funeral business. COVID happened, and I got laid off from there because, during COVID, there were no funerals, and we actually had a tractor trailer in the back of the funeral home where they were storing the bodies until you were able to bury them.
What?
A refrigerated tractor trailer. Yeah, absolutely.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
So then I got shot on September 13th, 2020, trying to save my wife and mother-in-law from carjacking.
Craziest thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, when I first heard that you got shot, I was actually working that night. Like, it almost was like not real. Because, stuff like that really doesn't happen in Clarksburg. So
right.
It was such a weird freak thing.
Yeah. I mean, we fed Brenda's mom. We used to feed Brenda's mom every Sunday, and Brenda was taking her mother home, and I was in the breakfast room getting ready to watch 60 Minutes. And I remembered I wanted to tell Brenda something, so I got up and went to the kitchen, opened the kitchen window, and a guy was walking down the driveway with a gun in his hand, and I yelled, "Hey," and he didn't even look up. So I ran through the house and grabbed my gun and ran down to Brenda's window, and I said, "Brenda, where is he?" And she said, "In the back." Well, I thought she meant the back of the car. So I went around the back of the car and he wasn't there. And then I came back around and said, Brenda, where is he? She had her seats in her Rogue, back seats were down, and he had climbed into the back seat of her Rogue.
Oh my gosh.
And then he fired his gun, and I saw the window shatter, and he hit me right side of the chest.
So was he actually trying to shoot you, or was he just an idiot? I mean, was he trying to scare you, or was he actually aiming for you?
He must have been, because he hit me.
I mean, he hit you, obviously, but.
So, my first instinct was he's going to shoot you again. And so I made my way up the driveway. And as I turned around, he had Brenda pulling out. So there was no way I could shoot. So I got to the bottom of my steps and raised my gun off and fired off a warning shot. And the police were there within seconds.
Wow.
And, on the way to Morgantown.
So somebody else must have called, huh? I forget how it actually happened.
Well, the police were in the area looking for him.
Okay.
Because he was over in Broadway.
Right. Okay.
So, on the way to Morgantown, I crossed over. I was standing in a wheat field as far as I could see, and a voice said, "Not yet." And I came up in the ambulance and freaked out the paramedic and the EMT. And they had commissioned a fireman to drive the ambulance because I was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And so the paramedic said to the fireman, "How fast are you going?" And he said, "I'm only allowed to go 70. And he said, "No, you kick this ambulance in the ass, excuse me, and get me to Morgantown now." So I knew I was in trouble. So I asked if I could pray. And he said, "Absolutely." So we get to Morgantown and they back into the emergency room. And unbeknownst to me, when they wheeled me in, I kind of raised my head up and the nurse said, "James, you can't do that." And I counted 10 surgeons gloved and gowned.
Wow.
And I said, "I need a favor." And she said, "What's that?" And I said, "These are brand new golf shorts my wife just bought. Please don't cut them off of me." It's funny
the
now.
things you think about, huh?
Right. Well, after that, I don't remember anything for the next 3 days. I died that night on the table, and I died Monday morning on this table in surgery. And I was given the last rites, and it was touch and go. So my one son drove in from Cleveland, and my other son drove in from New York City. And my oldest son got there before my youngest son, and he spoke to the surgeon that night, and he said, "What are my dad's chances?" And the surgeon said, "Son, it's a coin flip. You better pray for your dad."
Wow.
So, it was touch and go for a while. And then on September 22nd, it was my youngest son's birthday, and I was having a really bad day. And I told Brenda, because, it was COVID. So, nobody was coming and going out of the hospital room.
Right.
And I told her, I said, "I want the boys to see me like this." Well, at 3:00 that afternoon, the trauma surgeon walked in and said, "I've got bad news. We think you're dying on the inside. We're taking you in for emergency surgery. You probably ought to say goodbye to your family." And Brenda went to her knees. She called the boys, and they came flying, running through the hospital, being chased by security. I FaceTimed my brother and my 2 sisters, and I, told them goodbye. And
gosh, man.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. Well, about 6 hours later, I woke up and I was in this room that was all white. And I thought, "My goodness, I've made it to heaven." And I kind of went back under, and then I woke up. I was in recovery. What had happened was WVU is a teaching hospital, and you got a new trauma team every 5 days. Well, they did not communicate.
Okay.
So then my son, who at the time was vice president of Fifth Third Bank, was keeping his bosses abreast of what was going on. And they called, and James told them what happened. And they called back 3 days later and said, "Get your dad to Cleveland. We got a room for him."
Oh, wow.
So,
I didn't even know you actually went to Cleveland.
Yes, it was 19 days in Ruby and 19 days in Cleveland Clinic. And I'm going to tell you, if you think it's easy to pack up and move from one hospital to the other, it is not. We had to get attorneys involved. It was,
really?
Oh yeah, there was a lot of red tape and a lot of paperwork. but that finally happened. And,
Wow.
here I am. God's got a plan. I don't know what it is, but he's got a plan.
Man, where does this interview go from here? That's a pretty heavy story, man. I don't even know how to continue from that point. Holy crap.
Yeah. Well, I was blessed with a great wife and 2 good kids, and
right. So you've been on council how many years?
13.
13 years.
Yes.
Why the hell do you want to keep doing this, Jim?
Well, Clarksburg's home to me. I care deeply about preserving what makes our city special, and I want to help it grow in positive ways. I mean, I'm not going anywhere. My home's here. I love the city.
So what separates you, do you think, from the rest of the field? I mean, it's a pretty diverse field. You're, I would say, probably the most safe choice. Obviously, what's happening. I don't think there's anything left for you to learn about the city, probably. So.
Oh yeah, you're always learning because there's just new situations every day. I support small businesses. I encourage people to shop local. Revitalizing downtown without losing Clarksburg's character is a big thing. I mean, we've got some beautiful historic buildings. And working with existing businesses and recruiting new ones. I mean, most of us all have the same agenda. We want to clean the streets and sidewalks. We want beautification projects. We want to support our park system, preserving the historic charm and encouraging community events and festivals.
Talk the talk and walk the walk, man. See this cool rock star chain? I got it at the Looking Glass today.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and that's a great shot.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is
people
cool.
have not been in there. It's pretty cool.
It is a really cool place. I was actually in there for about 45 minutes just looking at all the stuff.
But Gary, the residents deserve to feel safe in their neighborhoods. I mean, all the candidates are talking about the homeless, the backpackers. It's not that we have not been talking about these people for the last years.
We've tried 100 different things, haven't we?
Right. And, transparency, the residents should be heard. I mean, that was a great council meeting the other night.
That was good.
It was, and Clarksburg needs to be a place where young families want to stay and build a life. And, council progress happens when people work together respectively.
It was
even
good.
If their opinions differ.
I agree. I feel like those kind of meetings are a lot more real.
Yeah, it was.
Lots of meetings seem really fake. That one seemed really, really real. And nobody got mad or fought or anything.
Right.
But you can see, I can tell you from all the time that I've been paying attention to council. I started paying attention in 2013. That maybe when you were elected, actually. That was the first time I ran. I don't recall anyone even running for council that wasn't very passionate about Clarksburg.
Yeah.
Everybody's very passionate. And I think that showed really good in that meeting that all that 7, including the city manager and Annette, because you could see what was happening on their faces too.
Yeah.
Everybody up there cares about that city a ton.
Well, I'm running because I care about the future. Experience working with I have experience working with the public, running a business. I owned a restaurant for 22 years in downtown Clarksburg. I understand budgets and customer service and, long-term investment in the community. I simply want to make Clarksburg stronger, more welcoming, and better for the future.
What do you think the biggest strengths are we have going for us right now?
The biggest what?
Strengths. What we're actually doing right.
Well, the Robinson Grand. Back then, we had a choice, was either put in a boutique hotel or the Robinson Grand. And I think we made the right decision with the Robinson Grand.
What sucks is if we had both, they would both be so much better. But one or the other, it just seems to cause a little bit of struggle. We still need that damn hotel so bad.
Well, and that's where the Waldo, we have a gentleman, Mr. Anderson from Indiana, that has, purchased the Waldo and the golf building. And this is what this gentleman does for a living. He was an attorney and an architect, and now he revitalizes old historic buildings. And you can look him up. What he's done across the country is amazing.
Right.
So
if you're not aware of what Jim's talking about, this guy's actually going to redevelop the Waldo and the golf building. Now, I have to give people a little bit of credit. People like my dad. He's like, I've heard it so many times, I won't believe it until it starts. Like, I understand that. But this guy is legit. I've looked really hard at it too. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm backing you up on it. If that happens, that changes everything, man.
Oh, yeah, because downtown,
it's a whole different world.
Downtown will explode with businesses.
I mean, even just the people that will live in those two buildings. I mean,
yeah.
Look how much more business that is for businesses
absolutely.
that are already there.
And I have to believe that he's going to start on the golf building first because
it's a little easier job.
Yeah. And
hopefully we do everything we can for him so he doesn't do one and walk away.
Right.
Because that's freaking Waldo, man. If something doesn't get done with that Waldo,
yeah,
it's like the worst thing in our downtown. It really is.
It is.
You know, and it could be the best thing, but right now it's the worst thing.
You know, we've got the Waldemore, we've got the library right there, we've got the Robinson Grand.
And I think the biggest mistake we made with the Robinson Grand is we didn't do enough other stuff close to it. We kind of left it on an island out there. It's too bad that thing wasn't, at the corner of 6th and Main,
Well,
okay, so we talked about biggest strengths. How about biggest problems? Like, what do you think needs dealt with right now that this council hasn't been successful at?
Well, where the city of Clarksburg is getting blamed for the roads. And,
vote for me for water board.
It is it is the water board. And I'm telling you, I think you would be an addition to the water board.
It's going to change things.
I honestly do think you would be a good choice for the water board. We still have the backpackers and the homeless, but I feel that it's not as much as it was in the past.
It's not. No.
When the mission was there feeding them and giving them, beds and stuff, they were coming in by a
whole different ballgame now.
Yes, it is. And
if it's hard for people, I think, to realize that if they weren't involved. But one of these other interviews I did, I forget who it was I was talking about. I forget which one I was talking to, but like I told people, when I got elected the first time, I can remember any night when it was nice weather outside going downtown, and there'd be literally, no joke, like 40, 50 people standing at the Go Mart.
Yeah.
Like it was like there was a concert going on there or something. It was
giving away
absolutely insane.
Free food.
People on bikes and fighting and yelling. All of them walking every direction. And people over in the cemetery behind it. Like it was absolutely disgusting.
It was.
And it's not like that now.
No, it's not.
It's hard for people to realize how much better it's gotten if they don't remember that. Same way with Glen Elk.
Yeah.
Glen Elk is almost like dormant right now. Like nothing's happening over there.
We got the new playground. We got the Moors. You got
the new
Julia's.
Playground is spectacular.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely.
I didn't mean it that way. What I mean is it's dormant right now. Like
there's not all those people hanging.
There's not just that big group of people there all the time. Yeah. Like same as I'm saying about the Go Mart. There used to be just like, no matter what street you went down, 4th, 5th, or 6th, there were 15 people on that street, walking, standing around, arguing with each other, fighting, talking to themselves, dancing alone. That's what Glen Elk was. And now you go over there and there's all these nice buildings that are getting fixed. And generally it's almost like a ghost town. Like, my 2 buildings on 5th Street, like nobody even walks up that street now.
Yeah.
It was constant foot traffic.
Sure.
It's very different. It pains me a little bit that people don't see how much different it is. There's still homeless people, but
they're not as plentiful.
Not even close.
And, excuse me, our police department, I think our police department does a great job.
That's part of the difference too.
Yes, it is.
Chief Kitty takes no shit.
Oh, excellent.
He's intimidating on every level.
Excellent at what he does.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a perfectionist and that's what it takes. And I mean, we just had that communications van that guy set on fire, and by golly, they caught him within 2 or 3 days.
I totally missed that. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we had a communication van, and
the one that sits in the side lot?
The one that sat in the side lot was about $280,000 worth of equipment and stuff.
Right, they have the stuff in there to fly the drone and everything.
Yeah, he went up and threw gasoline all over it and
Are you serious?
And burned it up. Yeah.
How did I totally miss this?
I don't know. Maybe you were on
I'm
vacation.
Like a news guy. I should have been talking about this. How long ago was this?
Probably a month and a half ago. And they caught him within 2 or 3 days. and we're getting a new communications van, but it's going to take months to get it now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Right. It was all the way at the end, close to Main Street, behind that wall. And he just went up. I mean, I wouldn't have looked at it. It was.
Did it damage any of the building or the wall or anything?
No.
Wow.
But boy, it melted the block of the engine. So you can imagine how intense that fire was.
How in the world did I miss that?
Yeah.
Did it like make the news or they try to keep it quiet?
It was all over the news.
What in the world? Like, I'm a Facebook guy. How did I miss that?
Well, you were in jail for Facebook for a while.
I was in Facebook jail for a little while. And it was the worst. Do you know why I was in Facebook jail?
No.
So in commenting on someone saying something funny, I said, "You made me spit Coke out my nose, bro." Facebook's AI thought I was talking about cocaine.
Oh my
so
God.
I was suspended for drugs.
Oh Lord.
Unbelievable. Like, I'm way too fat to be on cocaine. I'd be in much better shape if I was on cocaine.
Oh goodness.
So I guess good place. We kind of already jumped into it here, but I've been telling everybody when they come on the show, pretend the roads are done. What's the next step? Like, how do we, I don't care what anybody says. Hopefully this doesn't offend you, but this project has definitely injured downtown. Like, how do we recover? What's the next step? Can we just power wash the whole city? I mean,
well, that's something I'm going to bring up, that we should go up and down Main Street and Pike Street, and I
don't know what we can do. Maybe we can use a fire truck. I don't know. It's not really even power washing. Maybe it's just dust.
I talked to Steve Police, who works for the city and used to be the fire chief, and
sure.
he said they did that years ago, power washed it, and that
do flood every building.
It flooded under the doors, and they had to repair flooring and carpet and stuff.
Oh God!
But I mean, if we
cancel that idea.
No, absolutely not. No, we need to help the businesses downtown. It's just going to have to be done. Put rags on the other side of the door or something to absorb the water. But
maybe we can find a way to do it on the cheap or something. Because you got to remember, I think this is more dust than it doesn't really need power washed. Maybe the rain will get it off.
Maybe hosing it down. But yes, we definitely need to do that for the businesses that are downtown.
Even my house, they just did this outside my house, and it wasn't nearly as big as what they've done down there. And I can tell how dirty all my stuff is. Like, my house is disgusting and my fence is disgusting. Like, I'm going to have to do the same thing here.
Yeah.
Lots of people are, I think.
Well, I mean, I think with the Waldo and the golf building, and I understand that the biometrics building, they have some people looking at the biometrics building on Main Street. So,
please,
you got Sam Media's law firm is down there
looks
now.
Great.
Yeah, he did a great job. Yeah. The sign looks good. And you got new owners of the Bluebird. And the consignment shop expanded to the McCroy's building.
Yeah. I didn't go in there today, but I saw the thing.
So and then you got Cornerstone Candy. You got Mr. Swagger, Richard
I'm so excited
Swagger.
about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be great. And he's so
hyped. Like, he's really, like, we need people with his attitude.
Well, he commissioned the people that used to make the candy in town. And they're helping train his people and really the recipes. Yes,
people used to make candy in Clarksburg.
Oh yeah,
I'm not even aware of this.
They're an older couple.
Over by the library.
Yes,
yeah. Okay, yes. I remember that. Okay.
Yes, so I mean, things are going to happen. With the Waldo and the golf building, I believe they're going to jumpstart the city.
Right,
I really do, and we're going to have people downtown. And
what do you think about tourism and events? I've talked with a lot of these people about how I think we could have at least 2 more festivals, man. I really think we could. Like, the Italian festival is amazing, and Jesus Fest, in a world where nobody's as religious as they were years ago, Jesus Fest has gotten huge.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, it's doing so well, which tells me that people are hungry for festivals downtown. Like, if, 30 or I think I read 30-some thousand people or something attended Jesus Fest.
Yeah.
That is insane.
And
That's crazy.
What about the Black Heritage Festival? That's
a
huge draw. And I'm telling you what, they have fantastic entertainment at the Black Heritage Festival.
I never went down there. I should.
Really? Oh, you have to go.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's a week after the Italian Heritage Festival. Yeah, it's always a good time.
You remember Kathy's? I've talked about this with a couple other people. She had the wine and cheese thing over in Glen Elk. Why didn't that succeed? Kathy Goings, she started that little festival over there. Remember that?
Oh, well, the Glen Elk Festival.
Yeah.
They still have that. They have it
What?
on a Saturday. Yeah. Well, it's, you know, it's kind of like, it's for all the residents that grew up in Glen Elk, and they all come back.
But it got really big at one point, didn't it?
It's like a big tailgate. Oh, my goodness. Last year, there must have been 200-300 people there. Oh, yeah. They were talking about that the other night at the Sons and
I thought they
Daughters
stopped
of
doing
the
it.
Sons of Italy. No. They have it one day on a Saturday. Oh, it's a great time.
Okay.
Yeah. They have good entertainment too.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it ended.
No, this year, because they said
But they're not calling it the wine and cheese or whatever it was before.
No.
Yeah. Because then it had a stage and everything. I don't know if you remember, but they put a stage in that grass.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Sam Folio is going to be the entertainment this year. He's going to be playing over there. So,
okay. Cool.
Yeah, they announced that at the Sons and Daughters of the Sons of Italy the other night.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So do you think I think one of the issues I have with council a little bit is same issue I had when I was on there, that we don't move fast enough on projects. You know, we're just finally finishing up the paperwork on this damn splash pad that I kind of started. That's taken just a minute to get done.
2 minutes.
What was that? 2021 probably? 22? Yeah. I don't know. But it's crazy that things take that long.
Well, you know, I think in the beginning when the decision was made to go to the city park in Nutter Fort,
right,
everybody thought it was a good idea. But then after they thought about it, they thought, you know, how are people going to get there? You know, is it really going to be beneficial? Why not put it in downtown Clarksburg or out at the VA next to the? So, I mean,
you're right.
I think that should have been thought through a little bit better.
Well, the whole thing that I think everyone has forgotten at this point is that the requirements for the grant, number one, that was one of the only places that worked. And number two, I very clearly remember that the park board told us absolutely no to all the other parks because we talked about putting it a couple other places. Right. And they didn't want it anywhere else. They're like, if you're going to do it, this is where you're going to do it.
Right.
Or we don't want it.
Right. Well, now.
So then the grant was done.
Yeah.
And then we got the money. And then some of these guys were still against it. It's like.
Yeah.
So we got, it's like 300 and some thousand ARPA money and 300 and some thousand match from the federal government.
Right.
So the Clarksburg taxpayers are going to end up paying, I don't know, $50,000 for a $700,000 project.
That's pretty good.
I just can't believe people still wanted to say no to it. But, you know, I didn't even mean to get into that whole subject. The whole thing I was talking about is how can we make things happen faster? Because like I said, we're just now getting ready to start on a project that started when I was there.
Right.
You know, it's crazy.
You know, on council, you have to learn to count to 4.
You do.
You have to have 4 votes. And I mean, I think some of the guys get a little gun shy. I think they get a little nervous and they don't, you know, some of the people on council have not been business people.
Right.
So,
it's a problem.
It is. I mean, you know, when you run a business, everything's a little different.
You learn how things work. I've been spectacular successful at businesses and I've failed miserably. So I know both ends of that spectrum.
Yeah. And you got to be, I think what it is they're afraid to take a chance.
They are.
They're afraid to fall on their face. And
I agree.
Yeah. So, but I think they're coming along now and excuse me, with, you know, we're coming together as a group. So.
I agree. I'm glad we got that done, even if Wayne still didn't vote for it.
Yeah. Now be nice.
So that was a good meeting, though. Like, you're probably one of the best people that I dealt with over the years. Of maybe you didn't even agree with me, but still tried to keep me on track. So that's kind of your, I think, elder statesman role on the council. I'll give you that credit.
Thank you.
Do you think working with a bunch of hotheads like me, has that taught you things, or have you just only been dishing out that wisdom?
No, I mean, you know, if everybody had the same opinion, the world would be boring.
Right.
You know, so you added fuel to the fire on situations when you were on council, and it made it interesting. But in the end, we all came together.
We did.
Most of the time.
Most of the time,
we all came together. It's just, you have to sit there and you have to weigh out the options. I mean, it's easy to say, well, we're going to come in here and we're going to clean up this and we're going to do that and this. But, you have to have the backing, you have to have the finance, and you have to have the manpower.
Well, and I also learned over time, even though I thought I was right about everything, I learned lots of lessons because things I got past that I thought would work just didn't work. I mean,
but
like all those tax cuts we did downtown, I really thought when we did all those tax cuts and those B&O things, man, this is going to make people just rush businesses into downtown. It did almost nothing.
Yeah. Well,
we probably have the best tax system in the state of West Virginia for businesses.
But Gary, at least you tried.
Yeah.
You made the effort.
It did nothing though.
Yeah. But people,
half these, I've talked to a couple of businesses who don't even understand it. Like they're getting the benefit, but they don't even,
when 79 went through, that hurt.
Sure.
I mean, it hurt. And, we are I don't think people really understand how landlocked the city of Clarksburg is. Bridgeport's got property all around it, up and down 79. And that's why, they are as successful city as they are.
We don't really have anywhere to expand.
We don't. No. I mean, we actually do not.
I do keep hearing rumors that they want to do things on both sides of 50 on 79 right before the interchange. I don't know if any of those things will ever come true.
Well, I've, for probably the last 10 years, I have been pushing for a substation on top of Bridgeport Hill for the fire department.
I've heard about this.
I mean, people don't realize between 3:30 and 5:30, if there is a call up on Emily Drive that, these fire trucks are heavy.
Thank goodness we're getting new ones. The old rescue truck, man, I heard it could only go about 35, 40 miles an hour up.
And that truck has to labor up over the hill, let alone fighting traffic. So, I've been talking to Robert Matheny, the mayor of Bridgeport, and we're trying to find a location because he agrees that it should be done. And it's going to be beneficial to both cities because we could have a joint fire department up there with Bridgeport and Clarksburg.
Ooh, a joint fire department.
Why not?
Wow.
An ambulance up there.
You sound like Ron Watson back in the day. Remember when he wanted to go metro? I love that idea. Yeah. I love the metro idea. Ron Watson, I think, he was a little too, he had a little bit too many ideas, I think, in some cases. And nobody really caught on to that one. Nobody wants to give up their power either. You know what I mean? But I'm saying Bridgeport could have.
But you know what? 3 or 4 or 5 minutes in a fire makes a huge difference.
Absolutely.
If if that station was up on Emily Drive or up at the top of the hill on 50,
it would be
where like the Colonial Motel is. Mm-hmm. I mean, it would benefit.
The top of the hill would actually be the ideal place because if you have a big wreck on 79, they could get the rescue truck out to 79 really quick.
Absolutely, absolutely. So,
if they're needing to cut somebody out of a car, they could be there really fast.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But anyway, that's a lot, man. You gave me something nobody brought up. That was a whole new thing.
Oh, I've been wanting this for 10 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, time in a fire is critical.
Definitely. So you've been there 13 years. Give me a looking back idea of something you think that, I'm not even going to say you, but something you think the city made a big mistake on that you wish you could redo. Ooh, that's a good one, right?
Yeah, that is a good one.
I know you didn't like my charter amendments. Are you going back there?
No, I totally agree. There should be term limits, national, state, federal. There's some people in Washington, D.C. that don't need to be there. But that's a whole nother. Sure. That's a whole nother thing.
Don't ever bring up national politics when you talk about local politics.
Yeah.
That's a whole other world. That's like a dream world.
Yes, it is. Gary, I don't think there is anything. I mean, I think we could have tried to work harder to keep businesses like Steptoe and Johnson here or the gas company here.
That's a good
or
answer.
the telephone company, but that's progress. It's
I don't think you could have saved any of those except possibly the gas company.
yeah.
That's the one
Maybe.
that I feel like maybe could have been saved, but I mean, have you seen Steptoe's glass building up there?
Oh yeah, it's
you can't compare that to the Chase Bank. I mean,
no.
there's not that whole building is a window.
Yes,
I mean, they're lawyers. That's what they want to be. You're not going to stop that. Maybe the phone company, you might have been able to stop that.
But and then the hospital, UHC, we weren't stopping that.
No.
Because it was on the other end of Clarksburg, which isn't easy to get to.
And very connected people planned that a long time ago when they bought all that property up there.
I'm
for
sure.
UHC to buy it back from them.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
We won't call out any doctors right now. There's one in particular that bought all that property, I think. So, what's your favorite thing about Clarksburg, man? I don't know.
Well, my favorite thing.
That's a hard question, isn't it?
You know what? There's one thing that I did do. I was responsible for In God We Trust in the council chambers, the first council chambers in the state of West Virginia.
Oh, that seems strange that nobody has that.
Yeah. And then it kind of snowballed. I had In God We Trust put on the police cars.
Yeah.
It's
cool on there too.
I had AED devices, which are defibrillators. And I can remember the night that, Margaret Bailey was on council and Sam Lopez was on council. I think Patsy had just gone off and Kathy was there. And I said, I think we need to put AED devices in City Hall, Public Works, and the water filtration plant. I mean, I love you guys, but I'm not giving you mouth to mouth.
That would be mouth to mouth.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was responsible for the handicap swings in all our major parks. But my biggest accomplishment that I am really, really proud of is the survivor tree that sits between.
The survivor tree is awesome.
It sits between the Board of Education and the Central Fire Station. I was relentless. Brenda and I were in Ocean City and walking the boardwalk, and they had an I-beam from the World Trade Center. And, something just came over me, and we were at breakfast, and I was making telephone calls. And I came back, and Martin was the city manager at the time, and we sat down and composed a letter to Mayor de Blasio in New York City and waited 6-8 weeks and nothing. So I called Senator Manchin, and he put his staff on it, and then they came back to me and said, well, they're not giving I-beams away anymore. But when World Trade Center 1 came down, there was a calorie pear tree on the side of it. And after they cleaned up the debris, they dug this root up and took it back to the New York City Parks and Recreation Center and revitalized it. And every year they give 3 saplings around the world. And I was able to secure a sapling. And
it's kind of sad that more people don't know about this. It's so cool.
And that tree is, it's probably 40 feet now.
Is it that big?
Oh, yeah, it's tall now.
See, I don't pay attention. The last time I remember paying attention to it, I don't think it was that big, though.
Oh, it's huge now. And there's a plaque there that tells that it came from 9/11, and it's from the survivor tree.
It's very cool.
So, now I'm trying to raise money because I want to erect a life-size statue of a policeman, a fireman, and an EMS worker in full regalia.
You've been trying to get that damn statue ever since I knew you.
Yeah. Well, before COVID,
we were going to do it at one point. What happened? I remember we voted for it one time.
Well, we won't go there.
Was it on the budget or something?
Yeah.
We budgeted it, and then
we won't go for it. We won't talk about. Yeah.
I remember you talked me into it. I was like, all right, man, I'll give you that statue. I think we negotiated over something else. Like, I'll vote for you on the statue. I don't even remember that.
But before COVID, the 3 statues were $30,000. Now, after COVID, they're $30,000 a piece.
Oh no!
And I've raised about $50,000, and we keep working all the time trying to get the state of West Virginia. Actually, one of the delegates has supposedly secured a $25,000 check.
Oh my God, you'd be really close then.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to order at least 2 of the statues. And then when they come, hopefully
Well, at least
people will see it and contribute, and we can erect the 3rd one.
at least get the fireman first, since it's right beside the fire department.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. You
Oh,
got to
yeah.
get the fireman first.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
right there in their shadow.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Tell me something that viewers of this show would be surprised to learn about you. I don't know.
I don't
You got a
know.
really cool car. Me and you have that in common. We got a Porsche thing in common.
Well, it's,
I got to bring my Porsche to show you because you haven't seen it yet.
I've not.
I've had it all redone.
I don't think you've seen my new one, my black one.
I saw it at the parade. Remember?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Your new one's awesome. Now,
Yeah.
mine's a 1990 944 convertible. Very rare.
Yes.
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 Convertibles. They only sold 3,000 in the United States.
Yes.
People don't care about this. I might edit it out.
Okay. That's all right. Well, what was your question again?
I don't even remember. So, what would viewers be surprised to learn about you? I just told them about your car.
No.
You know.
Well,
Are you an avid golfer? I know you work out there at Pete Dye.
Well, I work at Pete Dye. I'm the concierge and head of member services. Believe
cool
it.
job, right?
Oh, it is.
So you
I've
meet
worked
a lot of
7.
people there.
Oh, a lot of
I've
people.
seen your pictures.
Jason Williams actually was there last week.
Which Jason Williams?
White chocolate.
Okay.
And, it was funny because our staff, they don't want when a celebrity comes to Pete Dye,
Don't pay attention to him.
we're
Yeah.
not allowed to ask for autographs. We're not allowed to ask for
That's cool.
pictures. They're there to enjoy themselves.
Sure.
So a week before that, I get in the housing ready because I take care of the housing. And there was a J. Will on there. And I got on the computer and we didn't have any J. Will as a member. And so I went into the head pro's office, Mr. Cromines, Lucas, and I said, who's this J. Will? And he said, Jim, sit down. So I sat down and he said, we have Jason Williams coming and the routine.
Did everyone have to clarify white chocolate every time? Because Duke had a really good point guard named Jason Williams too, but he would be the black Jason Williams.
Right. Yeah. But, so it was funny because if you belong to Pete Dye, you can see the tee sheet. If you want to call and make a tee time for 9:00. So the first day they had Jay Will there. So then the next day they put Jason Moss. And what was really crazy was, it was drizzling rain and he was there with 3 of his friends and it was cold and it was raining and it was cart path only. And they didn't care. They played golf all day long. And
was that just a joke or was Moss actually with him too?
No, Randy was not there.
Okay.
But the great thing was we gave him cart 33, which was his DuPont number.
Right.
And we gave him cart 55, which, he won a ring with the Miami Heat.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a big NBA fan.
So, I walked up to him and I said, Mr. Williams, and he said, no, Jim, it's Jason. And, he was just the consummate gentleman and hit a great golf ball too.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Guys who are athletic are good at everything.
I guess. But yeah, I've been at Pete Dye for 6 years and, I work 7 months and I'm off 5 and it's nice. I'm off from, the 1st of November until the third week of March. So I'm home for the holidays and
seems like a really cool job.
it is.
Yeah.
It
really
is.
cool
It's
job.
very, and you meet a lot of interesting people.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you've done a good job, sir. I'm going to take myself off camera here. We're going to go 100% Mr. Malfregeot. You can look into this camera. Give me your best pitch, man. This is your commercial.
Well, I have a page here of city progress and initiative report that's probably been over the last 13 years. And I could sit here and go through all of them. And here, I'll go through this one for you. Splash pad grant awarded, construction scheduled to
Thank you,
bid
God.
this summer. Major storm, water line replacement, street paving, not with the water line replacement, but other streets. Second and Fourth Street bridge projects. The Broadway Bridge is done. The Heyman Highway Bridge is done. The bridge dedication for Philip Carter's coming up. The Waldo and Golf redevelopment. The Boot Farm just opened up on Emily Drive.
The Boot Farm. I don't even know about that one.
Yeah, new shoe store. Sudbury Candles moved back to the city. Sun Tan City opening. Asphalt Kings expansion. Cornerstone Candy. Alfredo's restaurant. We're going to keep the Y. We're going to do something with the Y, but we're going to keep that pool open for the kids next year.
No matter what.
So they have some place to go. Gene Papa did the incubator startup over in Glen Elk. We got that fire and safety building down on Pike Street. Glen Elk Iron. They're very successul
That's
over
awesome.
there.
Yeah.
Love Home Care. One of our candidates,
Rocky. Yeah.
Rocky, HEF Phonics, West Pike Street Motors. We also have the America 250-year kickoff coming.
Cool.
New city website launch. Retail property ordinance passed and actively being implemented. We've got to do something with these slumlords that live out of state that are using this as tax write-offs. We hired a new director of code. The Candy Shop project. We renamed Gene Papa Way for Gene Papa, who, great guy.
He's amazing.
Has done amazing things for the city of Clarksburg and Glen Elk. We named a street after John Cooper, who we unfortunately lost to cancer.
Did we? I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, John passed away.
Oh, I knew he passed away.
Yeah.
I didn't know we named a street after him.
Paul McQuay, World War II veteran recognition, 100 years old. We installed cameras, $91,000 worth of cameras on the streets.
Oh, wow.
Clarksburg Mission, we were able to get them 2 new vans. The Change Initiative, we got them a van. Healthy Harrison, Heroes Haven, together with the veterans, we had a training program we sponsored. We got a social worker now that that's helping when the police arrest a homeless or a backpacker and they need help. We have a social worker. Land reuse agency. The city's putting these houses that we demolish and into the land reuse and selling them back to the next door neighbor so he can build a garage or put a pool in. Expansion of the Christmas parade into the Winterfest. Summer night barbecues. We go into neighborhoods in the summer and have barbecues. The pool's going to be open for the high school kids. The fire department. We got them a new ladder truck, a rescue truck, portable radios. We got the chief a new vehicle and RIT packs. Even though they didn't endorse me, I've been behind those guys always.
They can't endorse everybody.
Yeah. The police department, we got new cruisers, a van, a portable radios and tasers. Public Works, an in-loader, a vac truck, tub grinder, 2 F-50, 1 F-50 trucks, a lift truck, a trommel, and a service truck. And the wastewater treatment plant, we replaced the thickener. Things are happening, people. Some of them you don't see, some of them you don't know about, but we're moving Clarksburg forward. And I would appreciate your consideration on May 12th. I'm number 9 on the ballot. I'm Jim Malfregeot, and I approve this message.
That was good, man.
How was that? Is that good?
Doesn't it, you hear people all the time saying how city council does nothing, and then you put it down on paper. My God. Wow.
Yeah.
You were just reading for like 5 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And that was all pretty recent stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You didn't even go back 13 years. That
well,
would have been
some
50
of the
pages.
stuff, yeah. But it's just we've done so much we got a new city website, public works equipment investments, police department investments, new fire vehicles, keeping the pool open for those high school kids, opioid settlement funds, and the golf and the Waldo.
That's the biggest thing.
If the golf and the Waldo, oh my goodness, Clarksburg will explode.
If they fix that freaking Waldo, I think it changes everything.
Oh, yeah.
It really changes everything.
Yeah.
We've had so many fights over that thing in the past.
Oh, my goodness.
At one point, I was even on the camp that wanted to demo it. Thank God we didn't demo it.
Oh, yeah. Thank God.
As long as it actually happens. Now, if it doesn't happen, I'll be back on the demo van.
Yeah.
It does happen, but
I've met Mr. Anderson. He's a consummate gentleman, and this guy knows what he's doing.
I can admit when I'm wrong. Thank God we didn't demo the wall.
Yeah. I
We
mean,
really wanted to at one point.
People don't realize this, but they've already been in there and
I know.
took all the asbestos out of the basement. I mean, they're ready
I actually
to get
know
in.
every time they go in, because it's funny, 911, every time anyone sees anyone go into that building, they call 911. So every time those
Well,
guys
that's
go there
good.
and work, somebody
That's good.
calls.
Something else that I'm proud of, Gary, is after my incident in 2013, I came up. I didn't personally, but this originated from 9/11. But after every council meeting, I say, see something, say something.
Yes.
You got to pick up the phone and dial 911, folks, because if you call us tomorrow and say this guy did this and that, we can't do anything.
Doesn't matter.
But the police are, and the
Doesn't matter if you go post it on Facebook either. It's a waste of your time.
Yeah. I mean, the 911
You can do
center.
911 and post it on Facebook, but just the Facebook, useless.
Yeah. See something, say something.
I'm glad you got to get that in. See, I helped you out with your ending there.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to bring up?
No, thanks.
All right.
I do. I do want to say it is your right and privilege. Please get out and vote, whether you vote for me or not. There's a lot of countries and a lot of places that people don't have this opportunity. And, if you don't vote, don't complain.
You're so right about that. Well, thank you very much to Mr. Malfregeot for joining us tonight. I think he is my last guest. I don't think anybody else is scheduled. So thank you for everyone that watched all these videos. And I hope I educated you a little bit more about this local election and helped you pick who you were going to vote for. And thank you for joining Observer Live. We'll have more videos, just not on the election, I don't think. All right. Have a good one.